you doing today? Good. Good morning, online. Hi, good morning. Chaitu, there is no sun since couple of days. Guys, I appreciate you all coming all the way in the rain. But there are few people still missing. Okay, so let's jump on. Yeah. What did we discuss in our last class? Snapshots. Only snapshots? Okay. Let's have a quick shootout round. So what is a snapshot? Point in time copy of the volume is called the snapshot. Okay. Or can you also call it backup of the volume is also called a snapshot. Okay. And snapshots are incremental backup or full backup? Incremental backup. Snapshots are created from EBS volume. So can we call snapshots as EBS snapshots? Volumes as EBS volumes? Okay. So from snapshots, what do you create again? Volumes you create. Snapshots is regional or global? Regional. Snapshots are stored in S3. Who's S3? AWS S3, providers S3. Can we use the snapshots directly? Can we attach directly to the EC2 instance? No. What do you do for that? Create a volume and then use it. Okay. So can we share the snapshot from one account to another account? Yes. Can we copy the snapshot from one account to another account? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. So by default, snapshots are public or private? Private. If record, can we make it public? Okay. So by default, the snapshots are encrypted or not encrypted? Not encrypted. So if you want to encrypt, which is the service that you use? Service. KMS. What is KMS? Key management service. So key management is a service where you can create the encryption keys. So anything which is not encrypted, and from there, if you create anything which is it encrypted or not encrypted? Non-encrypted is equal to not encrypted. Encrypted is equal to encrypted. And not encrypted is equal to encrypted. How do you do it? Using the copy option. Okay. So instance store volumes are created from templates stored in S3. The templates which is stored in S3. Very good. And there are two types of tiers, modes. What are those? Standard and archive. So by default, which is the one? Standard. So if required, if you are not using the snapshot, can we move it to the archive mode? Yes, archive tier, yes. So how much time will it take to retrieve? 24 to 72 hours. Billable? Yes. Do you remember FSR? What is FSR? Fast snapshot restore. Fast snapshot restore. So is it billable? Yes. And then you have the snapshots. So accidentally, if you delete that snapshot, so where does it go and sit? Recycle bin. Does all the snapshot will go and sit in the recycle bin? No, only selected tags. Can we recover from recycle bin? Yes. Super. Okay. Nice. Very good. Huh? Anything I missed? Okay. Shri, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So yesterday we discussed about data lifecycle manager also. So what is data lifecycle manager? Here, Papa, see. It automatically creates the snapshot based on the schedule. Okay. That too, how do you identify the volumes to be taken the backup? By using tags. How many tags you can have per resource? 50. So you understand, so how much tags are important? It is important. But it is optional, correct? It is optional, but it is very important to have the tags in order to manage, in order to automate. It's very important to have the tags. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the snapshots. Today, let's talk about images. What is that? Generally, what is image? Photo. Yesterday also photo. Today also photo. What Katrina Kaifa? She got married. Kakriti. Okay, so generally image we know. Okay, that images are completely different. Okay, so the images meaning what you said is the pic, right? So that is completely different. So let us, okay, let me give a real-time scenario and you will be automatically will understand what is image. So let's say, for example, we have our Bhargav, our friend Bhargav. So if you said to before, I'll take your name. I always see him. Okay, so why is it always Bhargav? Your friend, huh? Okay, so I'll take Bhargav. So let's assume Bhargav is a support engineer. What is that? Support engineer. So I told to Bhargav, I'm the manager of Bhargav, and I said, Bhargav, 10 employees are joining in our project. Keep their machines ready. Keep their machines ready. So what he do is he'll go and all brand new desktops or laptops. He'll keep 10 machines. All those are all old machines or new machines? New machines only. All these are all new machines, brand new machines. Does it has operating system? Assume that it doesn't have any operating system. So what Bhargav will do is he will keep all these 10 machines on the bench and then he'll start installing operating system on each and every machine, correct? He started installing operating system on each and every machine. Generally, how much time will it take to install operating system in olden days? 2 hours, minimum 2 hours. So he spent 2 hours and then he started installing. After installing it, in the project, we have applications, tools, no, project specific tools will be there. So there, after installing operating system, all the tools will be installed. So he need to go to each and every machine and install operating system and install tools. Is it easy task or difficult task? Difficult task. So he spent entire night and then he did this, he completed this task. And he didn't even went to home. He stayed entire night and he completed the task. And next day, next day, early morning, I came freshly and I said, hey, Bhargav, is it done? I said, yes, sir, it's done. Then I'll say, oh, good job, Bhargav. I just got a call. Another 20 people are coming to our project. Hey, Marava. So all managers generally will be like this only, right? So the thing is, of course, as he is a support engineer, he has to work, but it's a very, very difficult and time consuming task. So instead of this, installing operating system each and every machine and setting up the tools and each and every machine, now instead of doing this, he will concentrate only on one machine. He install operating system, install all the tools in this machine. And then he'll take the copy of this. Guys, installing the tools is nothing but it is sitting on the operating system only, no? So can I take the copy of this operating system, which has everything, which has operating system, which has the tools also. So guys, and that copy of that operating system is called a image. Now, from this image, with one image, I can install, from this image, I can install all in one shot. I can install in one shot. So what is an image here? Copy of the operating system. So does it contain only operating system? Yes. It contain only plain operating system. Also, can it also contain operating system with few applications inside it? Whatever you have installed on the server 1 or the first server, you take whatever you have it there, you take a copy and that copy will have the same things. So with one image, can we install multiple operating system, multiple machines at the same time? Yes. So what is an image? Copy of the operating system. Yes, you can say cloning also, but we should not use the word called cloning. So we should use a word called image. So what is an image? Copy of the OS is called an image. Copy of the OS is called image. Okay. Chitty, what is this image called in AWS? In EC2, we should not call it as image. You call it as image, but there is a separate name for this image in EC2. So this image now we call it as AMI. What is that? Amazon Machine Image. What is that called? AMI. So don't call it as, there are so many people will call different names here. AMI. EMI, AMI, AMI. So don't call all these nasty words. So it is AMI. Give some little bit gap. Okay. Amazon Machine Image. But US people will call it as AMI. They call it as AMI. Not AMI. Army. Okay. So because the pronunciation, right? Here we call it as Apple. There they call it as online people cannot hear that. What did I say? Okay. Apple. 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 They call it as Apple. R should be roll. Okay, let's come to so image. So AMI. So can we call it as template of the operating system is called the AMI? Yes. So generally, what is AMI? AMI is nothing but template of the OS. Template of the OS is called AMI. So AMI contains just OS or OS plus applications. Agree? Yes. Okay, now how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps are there. Okay, now in this 7 step, guys, when you're going and launching the EC2 instance, we should have operating system. Without operating system, can we have EC2 instance? No, we need to have a operating system. So that operating system, is it good that you go and install operating system on AWS? No. should not be installing the operating system. The operating systems are readily available as a form of image or AMI. What is AMI? AMI is a copy of the operating system. That operating system will be readily available by the AWS. So it is predefined templates will be there. Like what are the operating system? What are the main operating system we have? Windows, Linux, and we learn this. Does EC2 supports Windows client side operating systems? No, it supports only server side operating systems. So just to mention that for you, OS are two types. What are those? Windows operating system and then Linux. So in Windows, what do we have? In Windows Server 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, right? Like this, you have so many flavors. In Linux, guys, we have Eratopy, Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, SUSE, not SUSE. What is that? SUSE. Okay, so we have so many flavors available, right? We have so many flavors available. So now we can ask, sir, which is the flavor that we should be using it? Okay. Now in market, you like ice creams, no? You like ice creams. Wow, it's raining, sir, outside, and then okay. So you know ice creams. Your ice cream is a universal one, and do have different flavors inside it? Vanilla, butterscotch, strawberry, chocolate, pista, whatever. So you have so many flavors available, and out of this, you have your best flavor. You will have your best flavor. So mostly chocolate here. Our whichever it is, whichever we like, we will eat. Okay. So here also in the operating system, we have different flavors in Linux. We have Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, SUSE. So Amazon Linux. So we have so many flavors available. So which is the most usable in the industry? It is better that we use that. So I would recommend, if so in future we'll go and launch EC2 instance, no, we'll do the lab. So we need to select the operating system, right? So which is the operating system that we should be selecting in Linux? Red Hat. Which one? So let's have a benchmark. Let's have a rule in our class. Whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, which is the flavor that we should be launching it? Red Hat. Okay, Red Hat. And guys, you can ask, sir, can't we launch CentOS and can't we launch Ubuntu and all? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No problem. But there are few AMIs which are billable. So what sugar patients will do is they'll go and select whichever the operating system they like, but they will get a bill. But so let's have a rule that in our course, which is the operating system that we should be doing it? Red Hat. In Windows, go for Windows Server 2022 or 23, whichever it is. I'll show you in the lab. Okay. Nice. So do you all agree that AWS is providing all these AMIs, images? So it provides plain OS also, or it provides OS plus few applications inside it. So let's say he will say that Windows Server 2023 server is our operating system. I mean, AMI is available. And also Windows Server 2023 with SQL Server installed. That is also, there will be also an image. Whichever you have a requirement, you can go and select it. So please keep this in mind. You will get a plain OS also, or you can get OS with few applications. But in real time, see this, in real time, you need to take care, because mostly, let's say, for example, you have an AMI with Windows Server 2023 with SQL Server. Make sure that SQL Server will be charged inside, because that is a license-based software, correct? So you take a plain OS and you can install by yourself. You can do it like that also. Nice. You all understood different types of operating systems? Okay. So now, what is snapshot? Snapshot is a copy of the volume. Copy of the volume is called the snapshot. And what is an image? Let's say. Let's say this is a EC2 instance. Okay. This is the EC2. That EC2 has volumes. It can have root volume and also additional volumes. So it is a root and it is the additional volume. Okay. What does the root volume contains? Oh yes, and this contain data. Guys, see here. If you are taking the backup of only this volume, what is this called? Snapshot. What is that called? Snapshot. But I am not taking the backup of the only one volume. Now I'm taking the backup of the whole EC2 instance. So if I'm taking the backup of the whole EC2 instance, what is that called? That is called AMI. That's called AMI. So when you're taking the backup of the whole EC2 instance, does the image also contain images also contain your volumes? Answer is yes. That is a certification question. So AMI was AMI copy of the entire EC2 instance. Does it include volumes also? Includes volumes also. So if you're taking only the backup of the volume, that is called snapshot. And if you're taking the whole EC2 instance copy or backup, that is called the AMI or image. Okay. So do you all agree AWS is providing predefined images? Yes. So now let's say AWS is providing an image. AWS is providing. What image? Let's say it is a Linux image. So AWS is providing the Linux image for us. See here, guys, using this image, using this AMI, Amazon provided AMI, can I go and launch my EC2 instance? And by the way, from AMI, what do you launch? What do you create? From AMI, what do you create? EC2 instance. What do you launch? EC2 instance. From EC2 instance, again, what do you create? Image. You have an image. From image, what do you launch? EC2 instance. From EC2 instance, what do you create again? Image. From image, what do you launch again? EC2 instance. Remember? So the source of the image is EC2 instance. Okay. So you have an AMI from AWS, which is Linux AMI. I went and launched the EC2 instance. And what this is Linux EC2 instance only, no? Because I use Linux AMI, which has Linux OS. This is EC2. So guys, can I log into this EC2 instance and install my own application if required? Let's say, for example, can I install Tomcat? Yes. Okay. After this, can I create my own image out of this, my EC2 instance? Can I create my own image? Yes. I create an AMI. This is Linux AMI, no? Yes. And who is creating is AWS or customer? It is created by the customer. And that's why, and what does this AMI contain? This AMI contains Tomcat now. Does this AMI contain Tomcat? Yes, because the EC2 instance has a Tomcat inside it. And if you create an image out of it, that image also contains Tomcat. And who created this AMI? Customer created. And that's why this call it as custom AMI. What is this called? Custom AMI meaning the AMI which is created by customer. There is a question. Predefined images from AWS is only in Linux or any other operating system? Sheshadri, do you see on the top, I wrote two things here. Windows, Linux. And it gives also Mac OS, but we don't use. Generally, it gives both Windows and Linux. So custom AMI is created by customer. Images created by customer is called custom AMI. Okay. So can I write like this here? Copy of the image includes all configurations that we did on original instance, correct? Whatever the configuration that you did on the original instance, and if you take the image out of it, it contains those things. So if you have EC2 instance, and from EC2 instance, what you create? Image you create. From AMI, again, what you create? EC2 instance. Okay. There is a question. Sir, if we create an, okay, listen this question, you also answer, okay? If we create an AMI with data inside it, will data also get copied when we create EC2 instance from AMI? Obvious. That's why I gave the example of Tomcat there. Okay. So with one AMI, can you launch multiple EC2 instances? Yes. One AMI can be used multiple times to launch multiple EC2 instances. Can I say AMIs are reusable? Snapshots has any availability zones? No. AMIs has any availability zones? AMI doesn't have any availability zones. Those are just backups. Can you use directly this AMI? Can you log into the AMI? Can I use directly these AMIs? No. From AMI, what do you launch? EC2 instance. Can we use directly AMI? We don't use. You cannot directly use AMI to log in. Instead, launch EC2 instance from the image and then log into the EC2 instance. So, Seshadri, my humble request is you should concentrate because we already discussed this. I don't know whether you have missed or not. This is your answer. Guys, what is the main difference between snapshot and AMI? What is snapshot? Copy of the volume only. What is the AMI? The copy of the entire EC2 instance. There is a big difference between it. What it is only volume, this is the whole EC2 instance. From image, can we launch an EC2 instance? Yes. From volume, can you launch an EC2 instance? No. From volume, what you can create? You can create only, so from snapshot, what you can get? You can create only volumes. Very good. That's a difference. So by default, these AMIs are no, Babu. Why you are saying like that? So snapshot is a subset of AMI. Did I told that? No. Why you are thinking like that? Snapshot is not a subset or nothing. That is different, and this is completely different. So if you want to specifically take the backup of a volume that is snapshot, it is limited. It is only limited to the volume. So image is nothing but is the whole EC2 instance that includes volumes also. Okay. Okay. So by default, these images are public or private? Private. So by default, AMIs are private. If required, we can make it. Yeah, we can make it public. AMIs are global or regional? AMIs are regional. AMIs can be copied from one region to other region. Yes, AMIs can be copied from one region to another region in same account, correct? So AMIs can be shared from one account to another account. Yes. AMIs can be shared from one AWS account to another AWS account using AWS ID. Yes, we can. Akhil. AMIs, from the AMIs, what do we do? We launch EC2 instance, nothing else we do. Okay, can you please explain once again? AMI doesn't have availability zones. Yesterday we have learned this. Snapshot is just a backup. No, that the snapshot has any availability zones? No. Similarly, AMI is just a copy of the whole EC2 instance. So it's like a backup. It's just a backup of your EC2 instance. So it doesn't also have any availability zone. While you launch the EC2 instance, there you can select the availability zone. Okay. So now, so let's say there are so many companies, product-based companies are there. Let's say, let's take a tool. Let's say Splunk. Have you heard about Splunk? Have you heard about Datadog? New Relic? So these are all the tools available. Okay. So these are all log collection tools or monitoring tools. So we have so many tools available. So let's say Splunk is a tool. It's a tool. So if you want to go and install the Splunk by yourself, configure the Splunk by yourself, secure the Splunk, set it up, everything will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of time. Instead of that, the Splunk company, or who is that? The Splunk company, what they do is they have the EC2 instance, they set up everything, the Splunk inside it, and they create an image out of it. And they have the Splunk, the Splunk company has an image called Splunk, which has everything configured, installed inside it. And this image, they will sell it to customers. So can I go and purchase that Splunk image? Yes, I can go and purchase the Splunk image. From that image, can I go and launch an EC2 instance? I can go and launch an EC2 instance. Do I need to configure Splunk, install in Splunk? Nothing, because everything is already installed there. So like this, there are so many thousands of companies, thousands of tools are available at one location. And that place is called marketplace. What is that place? Marketplace. So all these public images are available in which place? Marketplace right now. So all public images are located at AWS Marketplace. Guys, AMIs snapshots are stored in S3. AMIs are stored in S3. Who's S3? AWS S3. So if you customize the app on OS and then take the image, what is that called? What is that image called? Excellent. Custom AMI. So that means you're creating it manually, no? Yes or no? You're creating manually. So this is called custom AMI. This is manually you're creating it. So if you're automatically creating the image, you're not manually creating it. In EC2 instance, create image, right click, create image. You're not doing it. And you want these images to create it automatically. So automatically created images are called golden AMIs. What is that? Golden AMI. So golden AMIs are created manually, automatically. Automatically. And these golden images are created automatically creating images can be automated using EC2 image builder. What is that? Say that everyone, EC2 image builder. So using EC2 image builder, you can create golden AMIs. Manually also you can create it. And then if you want to automate that, you can use the EC2 image builder. EC2 image builder mostly used by the DevOps people. Okay. What does the image contain? Yes. Image contain OS. OS sitting on the which volume? Root volume. Root volume can be EBS. Root volume can also be instance store volume. Yes. Root volume can also be instance store volume. But the thing is, which one do you recommend? EBS or instance store volume? EBS. So images are backed by either EBS volume or instance store volumes. Okay, there is a question. Sir, so golden AMIs are created by AWS. Did I say created by AWS? Okay, so let me go a little bit deeper. When I have not gone into that deeper, it's good for your health. So ignore. So, but if you want me to tell, say, golden image is not much here. Concentrate. Golden image. So you launch one EC2 instance. From that EC2 instance, you're creating an image manually. Good. But there might be a requirement for you where you have to create images very fastly, automatically. Let's say, for example, developer is developing some software, and then they want to launch an AMI, and they want to launch an EC2 instance that AMI, and that AMI should have a latest tools and softwares available. So, is it possible to go and manually create those much fast, and those much frequently? Will you able to create it? No. So what you can do is, you can create a pipeline. What's that? Pipeline, generally this word will be used in DevOps. Pipelines is nothing but set of steps. What's that? Set of step. In one step, you take the base AMI of AWS, which is Linux. You launch an EC2 instance. On that EC2 instance, you can install applications automatically by creating a predefined components. So you tell that an EC2 instance, this image builder will go and install the software inside it. And from there, the images are created automatically. So this pipeline can be run at your whatever frequency that you want to use. You can use that frequency and then you can install it. So it is going on top of your head, correct? You understood or little bit confused? Little bit confused. That's why I have not taken this topic now. So when time comes, I'll take it. But this is not related to us. It is related to DevOps. Okay. But it is, so for now, you just remember, if you want to create the AMIs automatically, what is those AMIs called? Golden AMIs. And how do you create the golden AMIs? Using what? EC2 image builder. When time comes, I'll talk on that. Okay. Not now. Okay. So I have an EC2 instance, Nana. I have EC2 instance and assume that it has 2 volumes. Can I take image out of it? Yes, I took an image. I took a image. Image contains 2 volumes. Image contains 2 volumes. Okay, so image contains 2 volumes. So whenever you are creating an image which has the volumes on the EC2 instance, what are the 2 volumes? That is root and then additional. So guys, whenever creating an image out of it, parallelly, how many volumes are there? Those many snapshots will be created. How many volumes are there? 2. How many snapshots will be created automatically? 2 snapshots will be created. That is certification question. So whenever you're creating an image, so on EC2 instance, how many volumes are there? Those many snapshots will be created automatically. I'll write whenever you are creating image, snapshots will also get created based on how many volumes you have in the EC2 instance. Chiti, do you need to stop? No, images doesn't contain snapshot, but it'll create the snapshots. Akhil. So do you need to stop the EC2 instance in order to take an image, guys? No need. No need to stop the EC2 instance to create image. But let's say someone is when you're creating the image, someone has logged in and doing some work. At that time, you create an image. There will be data integrity issues will be there, no? So is it recommended to? It is recommended to stop and take the image. But can you take the image just like that also? You can take, no issues. But recommendation is, yeah. But recommended is to stop, because in your real time, in your production environment, it's very hard to stop your EC2 instances. Is it clear till here, everyone? Everyone, Sisi? Any questions still here? So now you have an EC2 instance. You have EC2 instance. How many volumes are there? And from this EC2 instance, you create an image. What does the image contains? How many volumes contains? 2. And you launch an EC2 instance. And EC2 instance also contains how many volumes? That's it. Snapshots will be when the image is getting created, then only snapshots will be created. From the image, when you launch an EC2 instance, snapshots will not be created. Only at the time of creating image. Based on your requirement. Sure, Nandakishore. We no need to do that. If you have a requirement, you can frequent. How frequently? It's up to you. Everything is billable, not free. But we have how much size free? 30 GB free, no? So we can create an image and play around with. But don't keep on. Do we keep on creating the images 1020? No, we will see how to, we'll learn how to create an image and leave. That's it. Okay. Now, let's talk next important topic, which is called key pair. What is that? This is differentiated. What is key value pair? Tag. Key value pair is tag. Now we are talking about not key value pair. It is just only key pair. It is just key pair. Yes, correct. Seshadri, correct. Hi, Rajesh. You said snapshots are created along with the image. Are both stored in same location, same region? Can we use snapshot to restore in another EC2 instance? You said snapshots are created along with the image, correct? Okay, yes. Are both stored in the same location and region? Yes or no? Yes. Can we use snapshot to restore in another EC2 instance? That question is valid or not valid? Can we use snapshot to restore from snapshot? If you want to restore, what do you create? A volume. Will you restore EC2 instance? No. So you launch an EC2 instance and the volume you create from the snapshot, and that volume you attach it to the EC2 instance. So from volume, can you create an EC2 instance? No. That is a answer for you. Okay, so key pair, guys. So let's assume this is the EC2 instance. EC2. This can be Windows EC2 instance, Windows or Linux. Okay. Guys, generally, if you want to log into any server or any machine, what are the things that you need? Username and password. And then IP address you should know, no? Otherwise, how do you log in? Right? You need to have IP address, username, and then password. Guys, here IP address is provided by, will be provided by AWS. Who will provide the IP address? AWS will provide the IP address to the EC2 instance. And username. So let's say, for example, if you are using Windows EC2 instance, if you're using Windows EC2 instance, the default username is administrator. What is that? The default username is administrator. And the password, how do you get it? Through key pair. How do you get it? Through key. So you have an EC2 instance. You have an EC2 instance. And you can easily see the IP address of the EC2 instance. And you know what is the username of the EC2 instance. What is the username for Windows? Administrator. And how to get the password? How to get the password meaning? We will be going in. First of all, key pair is nothing but it is a combination of public key and private key. What is that? What is that? Public key and private key. So key pair is a combination of public key, private key. So guys, key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance. What is that? Key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2. Why do we use key pair? Key pair, the purpose of the key pair is to retrieve the password. Password will be justly visible like that. For the EC2 instance, if you go to the console, password will be visible just like that. No. So we need to, first what we need to do is, guys, do we have any default key pairs? No. Do we have any default key pairs? No. Who should be creating it? We should be going and creating the key pair. We should be going and creating the key pair. The extension of the key pair is .pem, P-E-M, PEM. What is that? We can call it as PEM file. What is that called? PEM file. What is the extension of the key pair? .pem. What is that? Certification question. That is .pem. Do we have any default key pairs? No. We should be going and creating the key pair. So SGT, see here. When you're launching the EC2 instance, how many steps are there? 7 steps are there. So in the seventh step, one of the step is to attach the key pair that you have created. You have to attach the key pair that you have created. Let's say you have created a key pair called 9 a.m. batch, for example. When you're launching the EC2 instance, you need to attach the key pair. Which key pair? The one which you have created. And then launch it. Once you launch the EC2 instance, now you need to retrieve the password. No. So there will be an option called get password. If you click on it, it will ask, Babu, give me the key pair that you have attached. So what is the key pair? Basically, when you create the key pair, we need to download the key pair. We will be downloading it and we'll keeping it in our laptop. So that key pair, you need to attach it to you need to give it to the console. So once the key pair you have given to the console, it will decode it and give the password on the console. So our PEM file is the public key or private key? It is private key. Who has the public key? AWS has the public key. Do we need to worry about the public key? No. So what is a PEM file? PEM file is a private or public key? Private key. You understood? Everyone understood what I'm saying? I'm repeating. See. So when you're launching the EC2 instance, you need to attach the key pair. Yes or no? Do we have any default key pairs? We need to create it? No? We will be creating it. While launching the EC2 instance, you need to attach that key pair. So to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance, console will ask, Babu, give me the key pair that you have attached. So you have the PEM file with you, download it, you give that, browse it and give the PEM file, and AWS will decode and give the password to you. So that's why I said, can I say the key pair is used to retrieve the password of the EC2 instance? Yes. Everyone understood? I'll write all those things, don't worry. So password, how do you get it, Anna? You will get it through key pair. Okay, see here, that is for Windows. For Linux, what is the default username? See here, EC2 minus user. What is that? Everyone say this. What is the default Linux username? Online, everyone write down EC2 minus user. Say this 3 times. EC2 minus user, EC2 minus user, EC2 minus user. You can say minus also, you can say dash also, no issues. Okay, EC2 dash user. So when you want to log into the Linux EC2 instance, you should use the username. Password, how do you get it? Using the K pair. Fantastic. Now see here, I'll give you some much detail here. Let's say I have launched this 1, 2, 3. Second and small now. Okay, so these are all EC2, 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 EC2. Did you see here? The first 2 EC2 instances are used by the DevOps, and second 2 EC2 instances are used by the developer. See here. I want you to see. Okay. So users will be connecting to the EC2 instance, yes or no? How many DevOps users are there? 2. How many developers are there? 2. 2 EC2 instances, 2. Okay. Now, based on this requirement, tell me how many key pairs do you create? Four key pairs you create. Okay, let's say I have 100 EC2 instances. That meaning you will create 100 key pairs? No. It is a big nightmare to handle these many key pairs. One key pairs can be attached to multiple EC2 instances. But here, how many key pairs that it is recommended to create? 2 key pairs. Because there are 2 different teams. So DevOps and then developer. Developer can log into the DevOps EC2 instance? So if I give a key, so he can get the password of the DevOps. And if the same key, if I given for all 4 EC2 instances, so it is not good, no? 2 different teams. So based on the requirement, based on the teams, you can create the key pairs. So by this, can you know that can you create multiple key pairs? Yes. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances? Yes. But one EC2 instance can have how many key pairs attached? Only one. Only one. So is it recommended to create how many key pairs here? 2. So I'll create a key pair called devops.pem file. And here I call developer or dev.pem file. And then I'll be attaching, see here, I'll be attaching this to this EC2 instances. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, guys, for DevOps, if I give dev pem file, will it give my password? It will not. It'll say that Babu, Chusko. Right? Take care. So because if you give the devops.pem file to DevOps, which is not attached while launching the EC2 instance, it will not give the password. Okay, see here. Guys, the first EC2 instance, the password will be like this, very like this. It will be like this password, Buddha password, that yoga style password. Now, see here, guys. The password will be the same for all EC2 instances or different? Obviously different, no? Is it possible to have same password or multiple EC2 instances? No, it will be different. It will be different. Okay, now for the first EC2 instance, you see the first password is bracket, something is there, caps. Second time I retrieve the password, will it give the same password or different password? for the same EC2 instance. Okay. You are logging to your laptop, no? Every time you are giving different password, same password. Then how here different, huh? So is it possible to remember this password? Is it possible to, you have one EC2 instance, every time you're logging into it, you will get a different passwords. You will get only same password. How many times you retrieve the password from the same EC2 instance, you will get the same password. And different EC2 instances have the same password or different password? Different password. Got it? Super. Should I write all these things for you now? Okay. Yes, you can customize the password. EC2 instance will not get locked if you give the wrong PEM file. It will just doesn't give the password to you. That's it. So what is the default username for Windows? Administrator, and the password. Can you create your own username inside the EC2 instance and log in? You can. That is, guys, remember one thing. We are learning about AWS. In AWS, we have databases. In AWS, we have EC2 instances. In AWS, we have different, we have it. So let's say, for example, databases. Are we here to go inside the database, write the queries, creating tables? We will not be doing that. We'll be learning the AWS. That is the database guy will be doing it. But here we will be learning how to set up, how to configure, how to secure, how to back up, all these things we will take care of. But going inside, it's completely different. So here also, and Windows administrator guy will be going and creating the users. But there is a concept coming in. We'll talk. Let's not waste the time. Okay. So key pair is used to retrieve the password of EC2 instance, correct? Password of the EC2 instance. Do we have any default key pair? We don't have any default key pair. We have to create it. The extension of the key pair is .pem. If I increase here in online, it will be like this. Sorry, ma. So correct, simple, Kashok Reddy, that's correct. Whenever we launch the EC2 instance, the console will ask you to create and attach a key pair to the EC2 instance. Guys, AWS console will ask you to attach the key pair, and also console will say, can I continue without key pair? Will you continue? If you continue without key pair, will you able to retrieve the password? It's a waste of. If you know the password, you can continue. But do you know the password of the new EC2 instance? No. Can you create multiple key pairs? Yes, you can create multiple key pairs. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances. One key pair can be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time. How many key pairs EC2 instance can have? Excellent. EC2 instance can have only one key pair attached at any point. For every EC2 instance, password is different or unique. I mean, password is same or unique. For different EC2 instances, different. For every different EC2 instances, the password is unique or different. So once the PEM file you have attached, you cannot remove it or detach it. Once you attach the PEM file and launch the EC2 instance, is it possible to change the PEM file? No. Once the PEM is attached and launch the EC2 instance, later you cannot detach or remove the PEM from EC2 instance. Guys, let's say you have 20 EC2 instances, DevOps EC2 instances. And for all DevOps, you have using only one PEM file. Pusuk, that PEM file has lost. If you have lost your PEM file, is it possible to retrieve the password? Huh? Which is very important. Once, if you have lost your PEM file, the PEM file is not there with you. Is it possible? How? What is that? What is? Then what do you do it? Can you create it again? You can create it. You will. If you create it, you will get the new PEM file. Can you get the old PEM file? No. Then problem no. Yes or no? So guys, so keep the PEM files in a very safe place and secure it. If you lost, it's gone. Very, very, very difficult. Amma. So keep the PEM file in safe and secure it. Every time you retrieve the password using PEM file, you will get the same password from the EC2 instance. So finally, can I say what the key pair is nothing but it's a combination of public key and private key. So key pair is a combination of public key and private key. So who has public key? AWS has public key. Customer has private key. What is that private key? PEM file. Okay. Is this clear till here, everyone? Oh, a couple of questions. Sir, is there any way? No, there is no way, Daya. Sir, what if a requirement like I need to move DevOps EC2 to developer department? Should I provide developer? You cannot move just like that. Can I change the password to remember? Is it PEM file? Administrator password, you can change it, but you cannot retrieve the password anymore. Nanda Kishore from key pair, using key pair. You should remember it. You can change the administrator password, but you should remember it. Okay. Sir, if PEM file is lost and new one is generated, we'll get new password in the same also. By the way, I said, once you have launched a EC2 instance with the PEM file and you lost the PEM file, can you detach that PEM file which is attached to the EC2 instance and attach the new one? I said you cannot remove it, you cannot detach it. That's why keep the PEM files very safe. And by the way, so okay, now what is the protocol used to connect to the Windows EC2 instance? RDP. Which one? RDP. NFS. Who told Babu? Ashok. Okay, RDP. So guys, do you see this in Windows? If you go to your Windows in your laptop, just type remote desktop. Do you see remote desktop? So this is the client that we should be using to connect to the Windows EC2 instance. Okay. You don't need to install. Every laptop or every Windows operating system will have that tool by default. What is the tool? A remote desktop connection. So I'll write it here. For Windows, use remote desktop protocol client. So what is the protocol that you use? RDP. What is the port number? 3389. Okay. How about Linux, guys? For Linux, what is the tool that we should be using it? A tool. We use putty. Which one? Not Kutty. Putty. Which one? Putty. So you need to download the putty. This is how it looks like. Do you see this? This is how the putty looks like. So we'll be using this putty and then we'll be connecting to the Linux EC2 instances. So guys, you have so many tools available. Let's stick with one tool. We have mobile extreme also. You have so many tools available. It is based on your wish, based on your whatever, you can use your own tool. But here in our course, which we'll be using, putty will use. Which one? Putty. So for Linux, we use putty. But guys, this putty, problem with the putty is putty doesn't support PEM file. Putty doesn't support PEM file. And putty support what file? PPK file. What file, guys? PPK. And in our lab, we will convert this PEM file to PPK in our lab using a tool called PuttyGen. Using a tool called PuttyGen, putty generator. And what is the protocol that you use? SSH on port number 20. Okay, na? Is this clear till here, guys? What is the default username for Windows? Administrator. And for Linux, EC2 minus user. Guys, now I'm telling you, okay, actually till here, key pairs, it's done, it's enough. But we always do little bit extra, correct? Yes, sir, you're doing extras. So we do extra subject all the time. That meaning advanced topics. Actually, we no need to know, but should we go and learn this little bit advanced which is related to key pair? Okay, I'll increase your curiosity. See, answer me. Now, 50 people are DevOps people, 50 people are developers, different teams. I am the administrator. Okay, listen this carefully. How many EC2 instances I have? DevOps 50. How many developers? 50. So you all guys will be going and log into the EC2 instance. Na? What is the default username? Administrator. Password? Get it through the key pair. Who has key pair? Who is admin here? Me. See here. I am the admin. Who has a key pair? Me. But how do you retrieve the password? Right? Problem, right? So that meaning there are two ways. Either I need to give the keys to all you 50 people. I need to give the PEM file to your 50 people. DevOps.pem file, I need to give it to 50 people. Dev.pem file, I need to give it to the developers. If I share this PEM file to you, you have full control on the EC2 instance because that is administrator password. Is it recommended to share this PEM file to you? That is one way. Second way, who has the PEM file? I have the PEM file. So who has permissions? Who can retrieve the password? I can retrieve. Can you retrieve? Because you don't have PEM file. So you need to call me every time and say that, sir, Password. Sir, password. Sir, password. How many times? 50 times. So this is DevOps 50 times. Developers 50 times. 100 times. Sir, password. Sir, password. So my ears will burst. Yes or no? Is it recommended? Then problem, no? Okay. Pusuk, I have lost that DevOps spam file. Ade. See, problem. Did I increase your curiosity now? Real time, macha. Real time. Right? So if I lost the pen file, what will happen? Right? Should I tell this topic or let's leave? Okay. Actually, all these problems I faced. Okay, because I lost also the pen file. I told so many stories. Okay, but to handle this situation, there is a better concept, advanced concept. Okay, so generally, if it is small companies, admin can have the key pair, or I can share the key pair to everyone. Okay, but if I share the key pair, everyone has the admin password. Anyone can do any shit in that EC2 instance. Can someone go and corrupt it also? Who knows? Someone can go and delete it also. So how do you do this? Let's put it in the graphical way. So sir, you said you will tell what you are playing. Huh? If you store it in SharePoint also, everyone is using, no? Swapna. Okay. So these are all the EC2 instances. Nana. So these are all EC2. I need to be perfect in diagrams, correct? Because your kids will learn, right? Okay, these are all the EC2 instances. And few EC2 instances are DevOps EC2 instance. Few EC2 instances are DevOps. Thank you. Okay, few EC2 instances are DevOps. And few EC2 instances are developers. And few EC2 instances are testers. Huh? So I made how many teams? 3 teams now. So based on this, how many PEM files I need to create? 3. What this is? DevOps, DevOps.pem file, and then dev.pem file, and then tester. So as per the best practice, I need to go and set up 3. Guys, is it possible? Will you go and create only one PEM file and attach it to all? That is danger, right? So if I lost DevOps PEM file, only DevOps team will get affected. If I lost one which is attached to all, gone. So now, so this DevOps is attached to this dev is attached to this, and tester is attached to this. Not only these 3, for all, for all. Okay, now, so if these people wants to DevOps are 50 people, or let's say 10 people. So developers are 10 people and testers are 10 people. So what I need to do, I need to share the PEM file to all these people. Is it recommended to share? Don't share the PEM to others because it has admin access. It has admin access. So, or else will all these people will call admin and ask for the password? No, we cannot do that. So for that reason, guys, I can implement this method. We have learned a little bit on this already. Do you remember Active Directory? Do you remember Active Directory? Listen this carefully. So Active Directory, what is Active Directory service called in AWS? Directory services. Remember? Directory services. So guys, I'm not giving the PEM file to anyone. Neither you people will be asking me for the password. So what I need to do is, you all have your own names, right? So can I create usernames and passwords here in Active Directory? What is my domain? My domain is, let's say, boom.com. That is my company. Don't search it. It's simple. Okay. So I create the users here, which is called domain users. So let's say a@boom.com. This is one user. Okay. B, C. These are all the users, guys. Instead of writing names, I write all this. I create the users here. Guys, now what I do is, can I go ahead and then join all these EC2 instances to this directory? Yes or no? Can I join all these things here? All these things, can I join it to this directory? Yes. So DevOps user. Okay, now the first guy is, let's say, DevOps guy. This is DevOps guy. And second one is, B is dev guy. And third one is tester guy. Okay, now a@boom.com is a DevOps guy. And I have all these EC2 instances are joined. What is the word I'm using? Joined to the directory. What is that? Joined to the directory. Joined to which directory? Active Directory. So now this DevOps guy is trying to log into this EC2 instance. This EC2 instance is joined to the directory? Yes or no? Yes, I don't expect. That's why I didn't put the lines. Okay, all these EC2 instances are joined to this directory. Now DevOps guy is trying to log in with what? What is the username? a@boom.com. So the user is logging with the a@boom.com. He knows his own password? Yes. Can he log into the EC2 instance? Yes. Okay, now dev b@boom.com came. Can he also log into this EC2 instance with his own username and password? Yes. So tester can log into the this EC2 instance? Yes. Can anyone go ahead? Can any domain users can go ahead and log into any of the EC2 instance? Yes. Do I need to share the key pair? Do I need to share the password? They have their own username and password. They have their own restricted permissions. This is how we need to do it in real time. You got it? Do I need to share the PEM file here? No need. Do they call me for the password? No need, because they have their own username and password created here, and all the EC2 instances are joined to this directory. Guys, and this Active Directory is not free. AWS will charge $450, right? And in real time, there is a separate employees which will handle Active Directory, because Active Directory is a big ocean. It's a big subject, right? So we are not entering into Active Directory. That is MCSC guys will be doing it. Okay, but you do all understood what is Active Directory? What does it do now? So this is how you need to do it. Understood, guys? So PEM files, who will have the PEM files? Admin have the PEM file. Just in case you need to give admin, you need to log in. Just in case someone has to do some installations or someone has to do something, can you go and log into the EC2 and share it to him? Yes, you can do it. If you need admin permissions, we can go and give the admin permissions. But generally, all the users will they have admin permissions? Not required. Clearer? So only admins will have the PEM file. If you have if you have AD, Active Directory, you no need to provide PEM to all users. If the EC2 instance join the AD, user can log into the EC2 instance with their own credentials created in AD. That is nothing but domain users. Yes, it can be connected, Ashok. Sir, the PEM file is attached to Active Directory. Yes or no? No. Guys, interview questions, whatever the shootouts I'm asking, all those are all interview questions only and certification questions. Okay. If you are clear on my subject, on my pains, if you are hearing, you no need to even write the interview and certification questions. If you are able to answer it, you can answer it aramse. Okay, nice. Any other questions? Online, any questions? Clear? Super. Do you agree? Are we going deep or not? I'm telling you again and again. So nowhere you will get these concepts. Okay. So please make use of it. Learn nicely. Okay. So we'll do it, lady in lab. Okay. If you pay $450, we can do it. Creating a root account, deducting 2 rupees itself is very hard for you. Okay. Take the screenshots online. Active Directory. Multiple ways. AWS managed Active Directory will be there, or else you can also use. Generally, in on-premises, we will be installing it. That is a service from Windows, Microsoft. My sister will explain me her project, but I need to know more about the services. It seems. Can I ask you the services in class? Yeah, ask it. No issues. I mean, all the services that we are learning it here, no, Swapna. But if you want, you can mail me also. No issues. And the second one. Take that email. Once we have created EC2 instance using our username and password, there no one else can log into instance. No, sir, no one. But if you give the permissions, they can. From AD, can developer user log into tester? Yes, they can, provided they have permissions. So all these permissions policies can be handled in Active Directory. We can easily say who can log into which EC2 instance. We can control there. How do you manage when you get loss of PEM file? Just curious to know. Yes, guys. If you lost your PEM file, guys, if you lost your PEM file, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines, you can manage it, because there is a alternate way solution to retrieve the password if you lose your PEM file. But can you do that manual activity for hundreds of EC2 instances? No. In real time, mostly Active Directory concepts will be there. Otherwise, everyone will be having the PEM file with them. The 2 options will be there. But for us, right, in our case, that is one of the exploring tasks for you. how to retrieve the password if PEM file is lost, but not now. If I tell now, you will get scared, right? So when we go to the practicals, there we'll get to know more. Okay. So take the screenshot, last one. The session is very informative. Every rupee is worth it here. Thank you. Very good. Good, you're enjoying the classes, Nandakishore, and everyone. Okay, so can you give the final CC for today? And tomorrow we have class. Okay, normal. Tomorrow we have class because we are going EC2 deeper. So let's not waste days. And mostly by tomorrow, mostly today rain is mostly off, right? So by tomorrow it will be free. So tomorrow we have class. Okay, so that is all guys for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. And don't miss the classes. Important topics, please don't miss it. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye-bye.